It was a rainy June evening in Manhattan when Allen Ripley, a 34-year-old software engineer, left his office at exactly 7:52 p.m. He had a small box in hand, possibly a gift for his wife. It was her 34th birthday, but by midnight, Allen was already gone. His wife, Martha, was expecting him home, but she never imagined that she'd never see him again. What started as an ordinary evening would unravel into an unimaginable mystery, a mystery involving cryptic messages, unexplainable events, and terrifying discoveries that still haunt the city to this day. But this isn't just about a missing person. It's far darker. It's a labyrinth of strange coincidences, supernatural symbols, and an investigation with no closure. Welcome to Legends Lessons, and this is the chilling story of Allen Ripley's disappearance. Here's what we know. At exactly 8:23 p.m., just a few hours after leaving work, Allen made a call to his wife. Martha had just started dinner, expecting him to walk in through the door any moment. But when the phone rang, her heart skipped. His voice was shaky, anxious, his words trembled slightly. "I feel like someone's behind me. I'll be home in 20 minutes. What happened in those 20 minutes, you ask? It didn't just mark the end of their peaceful lives. It marked the beginning of a terrifying enigma. As the minutes ticked by, Allen's whereabouts became a mystery, and no one could have prepared for the events that followed. At first, it was just a slight concern, Allen's unusual phone call. Maybe he'd been feeling paranoid, or was just having a stressful day at work. But when surveillance cameras revealed his departure from the office, everything seemed, at first, perfectly ordinary. He'd left the building around 7:55 p.m., carrying the small package, just as planned. Yet, there was something unsettling about the footage when analyzed closely. Frame 452 clearly shows Allen moving towards the parking lot, and then there's something, a shadow, moving behind him. It was subtle, just a fleeting moment, yet for investigators, it left a lasting impression. Who or what was in the parking lot that night? It's been speculated by some that this figure was behind everything to come, but there's something else. By 8:37 p.m., Allen's phone sent its final ping. The location at Benson Bridge, just 4 miles from his home. Was he trying to escape? Was the person in the shadows chasing him? The questions grew, and the answers vanished. The police were quick to arrive on the scene at Benson Bridge, where Allen's car was located. And yet, the search didn't answer any of the pressing questions. There were no signs of a struggle. The car was left unlocked, the engine still warm, but Allen, inside the vehicle. Only clues, a small red velvet pouch with something inside. It's something no one could identify. Police have remained tight-lipped about what they found. Despite years of investigation, a birthday card was still visible in the passenger seat, a reminder that Allen was supposed to be home. But he never made it. 2 days after Allen's disappearance, Martha received something that would send chills down her spine. An envelope. There was no return address, just her name written hastily on the front. Inside, a photograph of Allen, onto a chair, his face expressionless, his wrists bound with wire. But the most bizarre detail, a symbol across his chest, a strange pattern of intersecting lines, with what appeared to be an eye in the center. What did it mean? Was this some form of communication? The authorities immediately began looking into the location of the photograph. Investigators traced its origins to a nearby industrial warehouse, abandoned and eerily quiet. They found more photographs there, but the most disturbing, only that still haunts authorities today, showed Allen again. This time, His face was frowning in pure terror, his eyes wide open, as if begging for help. The back of the photo read only one word, Ruan. And that word, Run, haunted not just Martha, but the entire police department. What were they running from? And why was Allen's message so desperate? Days passed, but answers remained elusive. And then, something terrifying happened. Just 2 weeks after Allen's disappearance, Martha received a voicemail on her phone. It came from Allen's cell. Experts verified it was truly Allen's voice, yet the message was chilling. Static plays, followed by Allen's faint whispering, "That's not human. Don't follow it. Please, stay safe." The voicemail was a desperate cry for help, a warning for anyone who might have been near. But just before the recording ended, a shrill, haunting scream pierced the audio, leaving those who listened in shock. The scream came from Allen's phone, but there's one terrifying detail the police never recovered from. Allen's phone was never found. And now, we take a more disturbing turn. The disappearance of Allen Ripley wasn't isolated. Detectives uncovered disturbing patterns, linking this case to at least 5 others. Over the past 15 years, so eerily similar to Allen's vanishing. Ellen Parker, a teacher who vanished in 2006 after saying she was being watched. Tyler Hicks, a college student from 2012, who sent a final text, "The man with no face is here." Each victim was connected to the tech industry in some way. But why? What's the link that ties them together? And why are they being picked off? The more police investigated, the more it seemed like some kind of organized system was behind these disappearances. Could Allen have stumbled upon something dark? Something the world wasn't ready to face? Some believe that Allen uncovered something he wasn't meant to see: an underground operation, a highly secretive project, linking the highest echelons of tech companies to shady dealings and illegal activities. Yet, others point to something far more sinister. They suggest that Allen's encounters were tied to something supernatural. Detective voiceover: "I've been in this line of work for 35 years. I've seen a lot. But I'll tell you this: what happened to Allen Ripley, I've never encountered anything like it. The symbols they found toes weren't just meaningless markings. They were a warning." 6 months after Allen's disappearance, and just when everyone thought it was over, Martha received one more envelope. Inside, no photo this time, only 2 words, hastily written in red ink: "Stay quiet." Terrified beyond a belief for her life, she immediately left New York. She hasn't returned since, and to this day, no one knows where she went. So what really happened to Allen Ripley? Was he the victim of some deep conspiracy? Or did he encounter something far beyond human comprehension? One thing is certain: Allen's disappearance is more than just an unsolved mystery. It serves as a chilling reminder how quickly an ordinary night, an ordinary phone call, can descend into your worst nightmare.